Rotary encoder. A rotary encoder is a type of position sensor that converts angular position or rotation of a knob into an output signal that is used to determine which direction the knob is being turned. For example, to the right or to the left, clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever. It's sometimes referred to as a digital potentiometer, which acts in a very similar manner. You can check out the video about potentiometers and technically the PlayStation 2 joystick as well down below if you're interested, because the PS2 joystick is technically just 2 potentiometers. Let's get started with the wiring and hello world code, or just beginning setup code to get you started with this part. Pause the video if needed, assuming you're on the course page. We'll also post the code and wiring diagram down below. If you're not, pause. We'll display it on screen for a moment. There are 5 pins in total on the rotary encoder. There is ground, which goes to, you guessed it, ground, plus for 5 volts. Who could have guessed that one? We'll be using 2 for clock, 3 for DT, and 4 for switch. If you want to ever change those, you can. Just make sure that you change the code down below to work with the new pins that you specify. Clock and DT are used to calculate the angle, and switch is actually used for this neat little push button function. So neat, kind of technically has a button built in. So let's take that code, make sure the board is plugged in, which mine was not, upload, and then I'm going to go here, I'm going to hit upload. If you hit run and you notice this compilation error, basic encoder.h, no such file or directory, it's probably because you didn't include, like it says, this file that was specified up here, basic encoder.h. There's no file or directory. To fix this, you can go to Sketch, Manage Libraries, and it should open up a library manager. If you're on an older version of the IDE, don't worry, it will look a little bit different, but the library manager functionality should work just fine. You want to type in the following, the word basic encoder, and you'll see here there's a basic encoder. You can install that, and then you can click run again, and hopefully the compilation error should go away. Hey, would you look at that? It went away. So let's once again open up that serial monitor and see what you can do now. Is you can take this here and you can go counterclockwise, and you can make it go all the way back to dun, 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 negative, whatever you want. And I can keep going. 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 And if I press the button, well, I guess I don't have anything to check if the button's pressed. Continue right, continue right, continue right, and you can just continue to see how high or how low you want to make it. Past 20, past 30, dun, dun, dun. Neat. A good example of where this might have been used would be if you have ever used a radio station or volume control on your car stereo. That little knob thing, this is a pretty good example of that. Think of this as me turning the volume to 100%. Or maybe I'm turning it down to 0% and I want to mute it. Or I want to say, hey, let's mute it, unmute it, mute it, unmute it. That kind of functionality. That's a good example of where it might have been used. And with that, that should be just about it for the rotary encoder. Thank you guys for watching.